We are delighted to introduce Ellis Katsof to give you far more insight into Ellie's Place. Ellis has been with us since, I think, February 2018. Is that right? Ellis has a degree in social work and a long career in social services. He has a great track record in the development of innovative mental health programs and social enterprise initiatives. I think he builds haystacks. We are really thrilled to have him with us. He's got 38 years of proven success in strategic thinking and innovation, which is just what we needed. And Ellis says his goal as executive director is to move Ellie's Place from an exciting concept to a fully operational program. Ellis is a man of action. The momentum that we have gained since he has joined us is remarkable and very exciting and inspirational. And I'd like you to all welcome him.
Thank you, Deborah. Although I'm not sure the emphasis on long and my age, I don't know if I want to hear that. But thank you so much. I have the pleasure tonight, just as we're setting this up. Okay, we're on. I have the pleasure tonight of telling you a little bit more intimately about Ellie's Place, about its history, and about where it's going and what it's going to do. So let's move on right away. A year and a half ago, or a couple of years ago, the board commissioned a major research study, a literature review, hired a researcher to complete a literature review around the world to take a look at residential rural treatment and recovery programs. What was the research saying? Is there something that could be learned by the board in setting up Ellie's Place? In June 2016, the researcher published the literature review. She found 33 peer-reviewed studies around the world, in Europe, in Australia, and the United States, of programs that showed effectiveness with our target group. 33 studies, and not one of them, unfortunately, was here in Canada. She identified evidence to support the core elements of our program, a rural residential treatment and recovery program. And her conclusion was that this innovative approach provides promising treatment options for young adults with serious mental illness who have not had success with traditional therapy. 3 programs were visited by the board in the U.S. One of them, called the Gould Farm in Massachusetts, had the most extensive evaluation component than all the other programs. And this research showed the efficacy of the program. Therefore, and the program is called the Gould Farm. It's been in existence, believe it or not, 106 years. Can you imagine some people had the foresight 106 years ago to develop this unique program? And the unique thing about it is they have 15 years of outcome research showing the efficacy of the program. Their results were written up in a peer-reviewed study and published last year, 2018, in the American Psychological Association's Journal Online. We're going to be mirroring our program after the Gould Farm because of this. And Ellie's Place will provide to 40 young adults at a time who are 19 to 35 years old and who have serious mental illness, a long-term, on average 6 months, rural residential treatment and recovery program, and a 12-month transition program. One of the clear things from the literature review, from those 33 studies, was that those programs that had the greatest effectiveness, meaning those individuals who went through the program maintained their learnings and their health months and years later because there were transition programs built into the treatment and recovery program. So once they left the program, the rural setting, and moved back to their home community, the agency continued to provide transition support to them for at least 12 months. And that's what created some of the incredibly long-term learnings and effectiveness. So the core elements of Ellie's Place are going to be therapeutic community. Deborah mentioned that. We are going to blend therapy and recovery into everyday aspects of living. There will be integrated care. There will be a work program and a life skills development program. The residents will learn to live successfully with their mental illness. As Annette so eloquently said, she's going to have this for her whole life. Doesn't mean she can't live a healthy life. And once again, there will be a graduated transition to the community component of our program. The literature review identified an innovative treatment option. It's an alternative to the conventional inpatient treatment that doesn't work for everyone. It will include longer stays in the program, on average 6 months. It will be set in a home-like community milieu, and it will focus on both treatment and recovery. And once again, the transition program. We will have a 12-month transition program. It's a recurring pattern, but it was so strong in the literature review, I wanted to repeat it over and over again. I've been in the mental health field for many, many, many years. And the challenge was we never had the funding and the support to provide this follow-up. So kids and young adults will come into treatment, they finish it, and they be on their own again. Yet the research worldwide shows so clearly we need that transition component to provide success in the long run. The recovery model, and both Annette and Deborah mentioned this. It's going to focus on the person and their quality of life, as opposed to their specific symptoms. There's going to be an emphasis on skill building, which fosters hope and self-efficacy in the individuals. And we will be dependent on strong therapeutic alliances and community support when they transition back to the community. Family, friends, and peers are going to be as important to that transition as the community agencies that will link our residents up with once they're back in the community. Here's an overarching theory of change. I don't expect you to read it, quite small, but we will go into each of the columns in detail. But our model committee, who is comprised of experts in the mental health field, developed this based on the Gould Farm. And this is going to help us evaluate the program ourselves, just like the Gould Farm does every day. So the first column, core elements. We've already mentioned it. It will be long-term rural residential program. There will be a therapeutic community. There will be integrated treatment. There will be skills development, a graduated transition, and ongoing research and evaluation to inform the clinical care on a regular basis. So what are the mechanisms of change that will help our residents at Ellis Place really grow? They include engagement and collaboration. Really important, engaging the residents and involving them and collaborating with them around their care. It will be based on evidence-based practices, both in recovery approach and integrated individualized assessment and treatment. There will be a therapeutic milieu that will be situated in a rural setting. There will be skills development, and family caregiver engagement will be crucial from day one, even before they enter a program, during the application process. So based on this mechanism of change and core elements, what can we expect? And the model committee said, what can we expect as early impacts? You need to be able to clarify those so that you can evaluate whether you're achieving them or not. And this is what the Gould Farm expects. There will be an increase in hope. The individuals will create new life skills and work skills. There will be a decrease in symptoms of mental illness and substance use. There will be an increase in adaptive functioning. There will be enhanced coping strategies, an increase in self-confidence, and improved family and caregiver relationships. Now, those are the early impacts. What can we expect in the immediate and long-term, intermediate and long-term? These are those outcomes. Maintained symptom management and resiliency, engagement in meaningful activities, successful community living, engagement with supports provided by community partners, improved quality of life, improved relationships with friends and family and community, maintenance of substance use goals, a decrease in hospital admissions, and program improvement as a result of the analysis of the ongoing evaluation. Now, based on this, We're going to have donors and we're going to have funders. And they're going to expect a recovery on their investment, a return on their investment, if they're going to choose to invest in our program. So we had to identify in this model what that return on investment will be so we can go ahead and measure it afterwards in constant evaluation to ensure that we're achieving it. So these are the returns on investment. We expect a reduced healthcare costs, reduced use of emergency department and hospital inpatient for mental health and physical care, increased employment, increased education, increased volunteering, reduced homelessness, decreased use of social assistance, reduced involvement in the justice system, reduced substance abuse, fewer lost caregiver work days. And because we're creating a center of excellence where we're evaluating our progress every single day, our program can be replicated, and we hope will be replicated across the country. So, what's a day in the life going to look like for somebody that comes down with us, a young addict? Well, in the morning, 7:30, they're going to wake up for breakfast. And there's going to be a communal breakfast, eating family style. We're going to have a kitchen, a large industrial kitchen with a large family dining hall where people will sit at round tables, and the staff and the volunteers, the guests, and our clients will all eat together in a communal family setting. The first or second week I was with Ellis Place, I visited the Gold Farm. And the executive director told me, we're going to go for dinner, Ellis. Pick any table you want. And I'm not going to tell you who the staff are and who the clients are. Oh, when did you figure that out? I figured, of course, I got to know. I've been in this business for 38 years. And you know what? She was right. Everybody blended together into this wonderfully rich community, and took quite a while for me to figure out who was who. It was a wonderful setting, and that's what we want to replicate at this place. We're going to have capacity to sit up to 60 people in our family dining hall. From 8 to 9 after breakfast, there are going to be morning meetings. And all the residents, 40 of them, will be broken up into work teams. And with their team leaders, and with the clinicians, and with the residents, they're going to have team meetings, talking about the day. What are the challenges they're facing? What are the work that they're going to be doing in their teams, etc. From 9 to 11, they're going to be out working. They might be working in the barn, collecting eggs, or working with the small farm animals. They might be in our kitchen, preparing meals. They might be clearing the hiking trails. They might be tapping the maple trees. And then they might be planting and harvesting in our organic farm. They might be working in the bee hive program. From 11 to 12, they'll be back in our main program building and be involved in wellness and group programs. During this time, some people might be in treatment. They might have group sessions. They might be promoting fitness, involved in nutrition, etc. From 12 to 1, again, family setting, there will be lunch. 1 to 3:30, back in the work programs. From 4 to 6, there will be team time. There'll be debriefing from the day. There'll be snacks, and there will be therapy during this time, etc. From 6 to 7, once again, eating family style. And from 7 onwards, there'll be recreation and relaxation. There'll be trips in town to community center, possibly going to a library. There'll be books and games in the common area, in the family room, watching TV, opportunity to pursue music and crafts and arts in our art room and craft music room, etc. On the weekend, there's no work. As in most of our lives, we have some downtime. Well, these individuals will have downtime as well. They'll be learning to recreate in spare time, focusing on their wellness and adjusting to living in a well-socialized manner, recreating with their mental illness. They could include off-campus trips to movies, to recreation, to religious services, if that's important to them, but we'll facilitate all of that for them. We've mentioned the Center of Excellence and evaluation throughout some of our presentations. We're creating a Center of Excellence from day one when we open, even before. Evaluation will be integrated from day one. We're going to have a director of research and evaluation who will take the lead, but we're also going to have a partnership with the university. We've already had discussions with 3 universities who are all really interested in being our partner. And the model will be continually evaluated using rigorous scientific evidence-based techniques. We hope will be in the next journal article in different psychological associations, showing the effectiveness of our model following up on the Gould Farm. So here are some renderings. You saw them as you were coming in. We will have a large main program building. If you look on the lower picture, it's just a rendering right now. It will be more defined in the next few months. But you notice there are 3 residential buildings in the back, the smaller ones, and then the large program building in the middle. Each residence will have 14 beds. Every 2 bedrooms, every 2 residents will share a joint washroom. Every residence will have an office space and a bedroom space for a resident advisor. But if you multiply 14 by 3, that's 42, not 40. And that's because we're going to have 2 respite beds. So when our clients are back in the community in transition, if they hit a rough patch, they need to come back for a week or 2, we'll have the capacity to provide that respite and help them sort things out. The main program building is going to have multiple rooms. It's going to have a music therapy room. It's going to have an art therapy room, a computer lab, an exercise lab, a nursing wellness station, large group meeting rooms, small group meeting rooms, and all of our staff rooms, etc. I jumped ahead. Maybe you saw the slide. Every successful program takes a partnership. And on behalf of the board tonight, I have the privilege and the excitement to mention to you that we're going to bring Ellis Place to life so much faster because we have created a special partnership with the YMCA of Greater Toronto. This is you know about the YMCA, but this organization has been in business in Toronto for over 160 years. 160 years. They're one of the most respected organizations, not-for-profits, in all of Canada. We feel so honored and privileged that they're excited and they want to join us. But why are we creating a partnership with them? Well, this is how they describe themselves on their website. We help individuals and communities lead healthier lives. Well, tell you what, that's the goal of Ellis Place. The Y also says they take a holistic approach to community health that embodies all aspects of physical, mental, and social well-being. Well, we could use those words for Ellis Place as well. We share such strong values that it makes so much sense for us to be partnering. But the specialness of the partnership is that starting a brand new agency up from scratch, we would have to build all of our back office services like finance and HR department and IT and property management. We won't have to do that now because we're going to purchase all of that incredible expertise from the YMCA. We won't have to find a location in the rural community and start from scratch, building an organic farm, building the hiking trails, putting in a septic system, putting in potable water, electrical systems, getting it zoned properly through the township. All of that, it's already done with the Y. And this wouldn't happen unless there were champions. And I have to introduce you to our 2 champions at the Y. When David went and spoke to them initially and explained to them what the dream was about Ellis Place, they didn't even blink an eye. They said, it makes sense. We want to partner with you. And those 2 individuals are John Schmidt, Vice President of Camping and Outdoor Education, who couldn't make it tonight, and Brandon McClooney, who is here, General Manager of Cedar Glen Outdoor Center, where we are going to be located in Schomberg, just north of Toronto, at Cedar Glen Outdoor Center. They have over 260 acres of land and an incredible outdoor program where there are thousands of students and corporations using it every year. So Brandon, on behalf of John, thank you so much for being here. Stand up so we can see your face. So, our partnership with the YMCA, this is the history. In September 2018, we signed a memorandum of understanding with the Y to begin discussions on a potential partnership. These things don't happen simply and quickly. This is a major responsibility both organizations are considering. The partnership would have us locate Ellis Place at the YMCA Cedar Glen Outdoor Center. We would purchase programming, transition services from all of the programs like employment services in Toronto, and all the back office services, which will allow us to launch in 2021, rather than maybe 2025 if we were lucky. We had to do it all ourselves. We're also been working with the same architect the Y's working with, because they're going through a major enhancement of the Cedar Gang property. So we're working with their architect who knows the land so well, and he's helping us survey and identify the appropriate piece of land amongst those 260 acres. We're designing, he's going to help us design the Ellis Place buildings, and I'll eventually oversee our future construction. Ellis Place and the Y are now beginning discussions this month to sign a letter of intent to make that memorandum of understanding the next step. And we're going to proceed negotiations the end of this month on the lease agreement, on the construction agreement, and on service agreements. So we're so close. We're so close to making this reality. The service agreement includes Ellis Place clients working in programs such as the Y's Organic Farm, Maple Syrup Program, their property management, tending the hiking trails, tending their beehive programs, and working in our kitchen. As well, our clients will receive support from their programs in Toronto during the transition, especially the employment program. So, what are the next steps? First of all, we have to get the shovels in the ground, but we have preparatory work to do before we do that. We have to complete our letter of intent and agreements with the YMCA in the next couple of months. We have to complete civil engineering assessment of stormwater management requirements, an ecological study, a geotechnical study on the land, develop schematic floor plans and elevations for the buildings, and prepare the site plan agreement documents for the King Township to approve. And develop the site and building renderings. For this, we're in the process of raising $250,000 over the next few months. That's step one. That helps position us to move into step two, which is where the real excitement happens. And that's to open our doors, 2021. First of all, we have to complete our capital campaign and then build our 3 residences, our 1 main program building. The barn, which we're going to build in partnership with the Y, is going to include small farm animals and an outdoor education center for all those students that are coming up every month of the year. And our clients hopefully will be working in that outdoor education program as one of their workplaces. And we're going to develop a scholarship fund, where we've had initial very tentative discussions with the Ministry of Health and Long-Term Care. As you all know, there's lots of change going on with the government right now. It's too early for us to get into serious discussions. We're not sure if we'll have part funding, full funding at the beginning, or if we'll have to charge fee for service. But if we do, we don't want any individual to go without because they can't afford our program. Scholarship fund will help them. It will also help them as they transition back to the community, if they need some funding to set up their home, their apartment, wherever they're living, if they need clothes to go through volunteering or job work or whatever. And we also need to raise some startup funds, because the first year, before clients begin, we start generating revenue, we're going to begin and training them. So a year later, we're going to open the doors, and that's when we generate revenue. So we're going to need operating startup funds. So this means we're going to raise $15 to $20 million in our capital campaign, which we're beginning to launch sometime this summer. So we're getting really, really close. But as Deborah said, there are many people that helped us get this far, and without them, we wouldn't be standing here today before you. Deborah and David would be talking to those 10 people in their living room, like they did many years ago. So I have the real honor to thank all of our supporters, to end off my presentation with a special thanks to many of you who are here tonight. First of all, as Deborah said, Stacy Levitt Athletic and Educational Fund, they sponsored this evening, so thank you so much to them. Plus all of our sponsors, in alphabetical order, the Avanti Foundation, the Hicks Charity Foundation, the Ben and Hilda Katz Charitable Foundation, Cadet Robbins Family Foundation, the Nashman Family Charitable Trust, and 130 founders, each of who donated a minimum of $1,000 to be called a founder and to know that they helped launch the savings, as well as the hundreds and hundreds of individual donations that donate to us pretty well every single day through our website and through Canada House. So thank you to all of you. Without you, this dream wouldn't be so close to happen. Thank you.
Invite all of the speakers to come up to the panel so we can open our Q&A to the audience.